Man, it's wild out here. Dame Dash's stake in Roc-A-Fella Records is about to get auctioned off by the U.S. Marshal to settle some heavy debts. Yeah, y'all heard that right. The auction is set for August 29th in New York City, and it's all about collecting a judgment from Dame owing $823,000 to movie producer Josh Weber for copyright infringement and defamation over the 2016 film Dear Frank. Now this is some real drama. Let's get into it. Alright, so TMZ dropped the bombshell on this one. They got the documents showing that Dame's 33rd and a third percent interest in Roc-A-Fella is hitting the auction block. The minimum bid? A cool $1.2 million. And you've got to slap down a 20% deposit. That's at least $240,000 right off the bat. And guess who's going to be right there in the mix? Josh Weber's lawyer, Christopher Brown. Bidders even have to email him just to register. Talk about some high stakes. And get this, y'all. Jay-Z's classic debut, Reasonable Doubt, is a part of the assets included in this auction. Just last month, Dame hinted at this on Instagram, posting a pic of the album cover with him, Jay, and Kareem Biggs Burke. And he said in the caption, "This S is for sale, 1/3, only real inquiries only." Man, he's been pushing this for a while now, trying to offload his stake. So why is Dame even in this mess? Well, it all goes back to a 2022 court ruling. Dame tried to auction off his stake in Reasonable Doubt as an NFT. Yeah, NFTs. Remember when those were supposed to be the next big thing? Anyway, a judge shut that down, but said he could sell his 1/3 stake in the whole Roc-A-Fella business. Jay and Biggs weren't happy about that though. They argued that the company bylaws meant that the board had to approve any sale of shares, but the judge didn't see it that way. The judge said Dame's share could be seized to cover the judgment. The judge wasn't impressed with Jay and Biggs creating a no sell-off clause during a 2021 board meeting that Dame didn't attend. So he ordered Roc-A-Fella to hand over Dame's stock certificate to the U.S. Marshals for the auction. Jay and Biggs' main worry was that they didn't want an outsider snatching up Roc-A-Fella's intellectual rights. But the judge was like, if y'all that worried, place the winning bid yourselves. This situation is crazy. Dame Dash, Jay-Z, and Biggs Burke, these guys built something legendary with Roc-A-Fella Records. To see it come to this is wild. Let's not forget, these guys were tight, brothers in arms, making history together. And now we're talking about auctions and court rulings? It's like a soap opera, but with higher stakes and a lot more zeros on the checks. Now let's take it back for a second. Dame Dash and Jay-Z have had a rocky relationship for years. Back in the day, Roc-A-Fella was unstoppable. They had hits on hits, albums going platinum, and they were living the high life. But then things started to fall apart. There was beef, betrayal, and business moves that split them up. Jay-Z went on to become a billionaire mogul, and Dame unfortunately has had his ups and downs. Remember when Dame Dash was going off on Jay-Z on the Math Hoffa podcast? He's been vocal about his feelings towards Jay-Z. He's not holding back. And now, with this auction, it feels like things are reaching a boiling point. It's sad to see, but it's also a reminder of how cutthroat the music industry can be. What's really wild is thinking about who might end up owning that stake in Roc-A-Fella Records. Imagine if an outsider comes in and buys it. What does that mean for the legacy of the label, for the music, for everything they built? It's a lot to take in. And speaking of Reasonable Doubt, that album is a cornerstone of hip-hop. It's Jay-Z's debut, a classic, and a piece of music history. To have 1/3 of its rights hanging in the balance is huge. It's like selling off a piece of the culture. Whoever buys it, whether it's Jay-Z, Biggs, or some random high roller, they're getting a piece of hip-hop history. But let's keep it real. This is about more than just money and music. It's about pride, legacy, and respect. Dame Dash has always been about respect. He's built his brand on it. So for him to be in this position, it's gotta hurt. And for Jay and Biggs, seeing their creation potentially falling into someone else's hands, that has to be tough too. So what do y'all think about this whole situation? Do you think Jay-Z will step in and buy Dame's stake? Or will an outsider come in and shake things up? Drop your thoughts down below in the comment section. It's crazy because from what I hear, when Jay-Z was getting ready to split from Dame Dash, everybody in the industry knew except for Dame Dash. I believe that Dame Dash didn't think Jay-Z would actually dip on him like that. But even Irv Gotti knew that Jay-Z was about to make a move. Click the video on the screen to hear how Irv Gotti says Jay-Z cut Dame Dash out of a 3-way split deal. And make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post. Peace.